Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so I just want to go ahead and jump in, get us all caught up. So we're going to get into today's topic video. It is for the 21st. Just want to let you guys know I am in the process of moving. It like really in the process now. So it will be like into next week will probably be the bumpiest. This is like a weekend of packing, but next week we'll probably have a day or two where I will more or less be disappeared, but I'll be back. It'll probably take me about 2 days. I'm thinking that'll be Thursday that I'll be disappearing. But yes, just so you guys know that's going on behind the scenes. I hope everybody's doing great. Hi, everyone. AC. Hi, baby. T-Bert, Denisa. AC, are you feeling all better now, baby? Hi, Mahima. So great to see you guys. All right, we start out with the Knight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So message or energy flow for the 21st. Normally I would have put this on at midnight, but last night, again, some of the organization and all that of the packing, since I get the keys on Monday to the new place, it's kind of a big move because it's a distance move and all that. So just so you guys know, I didn't get but 2 videos, I think, out yesterday completely. So we gotta get ourselves caught up this weekend, okay? So we've got Knight of Cups and we got the Two of Pentacles for the energy on the 21st. I don't love the fact that we have half of a poison mushroom, half of a good mushroom. We have somebody who wants to sit down and maybe have a difficult conversation because they've got the tea. But the beautiful thing is, I want to speak truth, but I also want to listen. Okay, that's awesome. That's really great to see. But we certainly have like the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's talk about it all, which honestly, for a good, truthful conversation, there would be the good, the bad, and the ugly. Full card. I'm wondering, though, if she doesn't know what she's walking into. We do have this little white bunny here as well. One is a hare, one is a bunny, from at least to my eyes. And bunnies I think of as like, a little bit more, cuddly, and then hares are kind of like I always think of them as like the more wild and free, running across the desert. We have the High Priestess. We say she doesn't know what she's walking into, possibly. Somebody wants to sit down and have a heart-to-heart with her. But this makes me think, nah, deep down, this feminine has known that it's coming. Can we see who is the Knight of Cups? The Star, so they could be an Aquarius. And then we have a Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, this could be same-sex couple, reverse gender roles. That is always the way it could be in any of my stories. But right now, he is dressed kind of like a he, but then we have Aquarius and we have, I think, Galinda the Good Witch being depicted here. It doesn't matter what gender, but we definitely see somebody who wants to talk and they would like to heal things with the Star card. Again, there could be distance because of the Star card, but this is about a either very crumbled relationship or a relationship where nothing was going right. Maybe these two didn't get a chance to interact properly. The Three of Pentacles says it was a collapsed foundation. If once upon a time they used to walk hand in hand, they haven't in a long time. So this person is aware, whomever the Knight is, and I'll just call them the Knight for right now. The Knight who wants to come in and have like a heart-to-heart conversation about what was toxic and about what was good. And this could mean that they want to do, I don't want to say finger pointing exactly, but they probably, since they want to speak truth, they want to talk about their toxic behavior, but they might also want to point out the things that they didn't like. And that could take her maybe off guard a little bit. She could be an Aries. She could also be a Virgo. She could also be a Cancer, or she could be a Pisces. Let's take a look. We've got the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Honestly, I think she let this person go. I think she let this person go. Raven, that's so funny. I just recently watched The Godfather for the first time in my life. Al Pacino, man, he's great. Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands. Okay, so it's weird because deep down, she kind of always expected, right when I've let somebody go completely, when I don't want to play their silly games anymore, that is, and I say that because we do have this chess game here, right? And it's like, right when I'll be done with somebody, that's when I'll hear from them, how much you want to bet. But she's a Queen of Wands. She's feeling pretty saucy. She's feeling pretty, by the way, she may rise early in the morning since we do have this rooster. She may also really like chickens and roosters. I'm picturing somebody who has, like, you know, those purses that look like a chicken. I've always wanted one of those. I don't know. I just think they're so cute. They're just ridiculously perfectly made. But that, or maybe she's like decorated. I'm picturing somebody who has like a chicken or rooster motif somewhere like in her house, like kitchen, maybe. I don't know why, but she's feeling amazing. So I don't think anything's going to bring her down. It doesn't matter that somebody clearly wants to start having a conversation with her. Is this conversation coming about? Is this person, this night person, trying to connect with her on the 21st? Is that what we have? Yeah, 3 of Cups. Sit down. Let's have that tea party. They keep coming up with the tea. So there is somebody who has this burning desire to get some truth out there, to sit down and talk to her. And we do have a Queen of Swords. Again, the truth. They could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They could have red hair. Again, they're showing up as feminine and masculine energy. And I almost wonder if it's because this person, like, you know, they want her to talk to them. So they're in that, you know, the feminine energy is the energy of the moon. That's a gravitational pull. Whether they identify as masculine or feminine doesn't matter, but they definitely want to pull the conversation toward themselves. They could have some significant tattoos as well. Oh my God. I have those earrings. Like, I straight up have those earrings. Sorry, but I keep my earrings handy. I never noticed that before. Sorry. I have like a special slide out here that I keep a row of earrings because, you know, everybody needs emergency earrings at their fingertips, apparently. That's hilarious. Okay, so with that checkerboard, though, in the background, sorry, I digress sometimes. And jewelry, y'all know I love jewelry. The cheaper, the better. The bigger, the tackier, the better. That is so my taste. I think she looks great. I don't think they look tacky. I might, but I think she looks great. But we keep seeing that they want to have this back and forth dialogue. There's an energy about this that although they keep saying, I want truth, I want to listen, I want to speak truth, I want to have the tea party, I want to heal things, but I also want to talk about the toxic and the good. Can I see what the toxic and the good means in their mind? That 2 of Pentacles says, you know, it's a little bit of both. Let's see. The toxic and the good. Death card, the 4 of Pentacles, the Moon, the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so this looks like they're saying, I want to change the thing that made you hold back from me, which is you knew there was a lot that I hadn't said, or there have been a lot of secrets for a long time. And it's like, I can finally tell you the answers to everything. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Are you really going to like lay out some truth? Hang on. Let's go with the blunt deck. Okay. Can you tell us the secret? Because I really want to know the secret right now. We have King of Wands. We have King of Pentacles. I could say that's not good because why are you 2 different kings? Do you have a double life? At home, being an amazing father, taking care of your babies, but then also roaming around on a yacht, looking all rich and famous with people to attend to your every need and only focusing on oneself. Hang on. How do I interpret 2 kings? It's either he's awesome, 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 but why would you hide that? 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. Okay, so he presented himself as super, super awesome, as wealthy, as a family man, as a man or woman, but we see king, so I'm going to say him now. When in fact, he might have been swindled by somebody and lost everything. I think he thought he was like very affluent, very ready to offer something significant. Like this almost feels like he said, look, I was really serious with you. Remember, I came across as a king. I said, I wanted really serious connection. I painted a picture of what I could offer. We talked about kids. We talked about a life together. We talked about all these things. I said, heck, we could have a life of luxury. I'm very well established. But then we have somebody who's pulled off their mask and we can see they've been cheating. And we've got this individual he got swindled by somebody. There was a big betrayal here. I would not normally read a Nine of Pentacles that way, but the imagery tells us we have to. This is somebody who thought they could rely on somebody. They thought they were pretty stable. They thought they had a pretty good sense of who to trust. And then we have treachery on this card, which is highly unusual. You don't ever usually see anything negative on a Nine of Pentacles. And yet, and it's interesting because obviously this whole week is about masks, but there's very few masks in this particular deck. So I think that that's interesting that we pull one card that has it. And I mean, it was devastating. This feels like they either were betrayed, possibly by, say, a business partner, say, a dear friend, brother, father figure. Somebody took away their thunder in the form of their abundance, their money. Nine of Swords. I don't know how bad this was, but this is almost like somebody who had to escape or flee. Flee from the castle. I don't know. What they're saying here is like, we've had a storyline that I said seems like it's a movie. And it was kind of a similar thing where somebody came back in to say, you're not going to believe this, but here's what's actually happened since I've been away. There was this huge secret and it felt like the plot for a movie. And that's kind of what I get off of this one too. I think that was like probably in the last 3 weeks. I think we had a storyline like that. It feels like their big secret is like drama and intrigue and, evildoer that stole my money and, whatever, set me up to make it look like I was the villain and I had to escape. And, this just feels very over the top. Let me get one more on that Nine of Swords. I mean, certainly they ran from, the stress of everything. Eight of Cups and decided she'd be better off without him. You'll meet somebody else. I should let you go. My life is in shambles. I had to leave everything, quit a job. It almost feels like they're saying like I had to, escape from my business path, my career path. Somebody stole all my money. 10 of Wands. And they're trying to pretend like I thought I did better by you. I did right by you by saying I should leave so that, I don't sink your ship with mine. So I left everything right where it was. All the things that I said, if I said I was this great person who wanted to love you, wanted to be this wonderful partner, and then I basically, that's still the last you knew of me when I disappeared. There was something about an escape here. And this is about walking away as well, leaving her high and dry. I mean, they literally maybe didn't show up for another date or something. They just ghosted because everything got left behind. But they felt at the time like that was the right thing to do. I'll step out of your way. My life's in shambles. I don't want to bring you into my drama. I don't know how believable that's going to be. But I can see now why we would say she doesn't know what she's getting into for a conversation that, they've got some big plan. And yet she did know someday I'll hear from them, probably right when I don't need to hear from them. I'm good. Queen of Wands upright. It didn't, them ghosting me, them having secrets, none of that impacted my own ability to feel, empowered and to feel like a Queen of Wands. But of course, the day that I really don't need to hear from them I always subconsciously knew that'll be the day that I do. Why now? Why do you want to tell her all of this now? The Hierophant. I don't know if this semi-recently has, obviously the Hierophant would not normally have, this almost looks like it should be the Justice card. It wouldn't normally have a judge and, bailiff. So we would have expected this to either be the Judgment card or to be the, Libra scales but instead we have it as Hierophant. Now, Hierophant can be orders of authority, but not usually like metering out judgment like this. So I don't know if their higher self has finally stepped in, because it's also the connection to the higher self. Their higher self has stepped in and said, I need to explain things. I need to make things right. She doesn't deserve to not know what actually happened in my life. Or they have recently finally, remember it said there was treachery for them. It could be that finally a judgment call has been made. Finally, they're done with legal issues. Finally, they're free. Like maybe they did get in trouble, incarcerated. Maybe somebody did set them up to take a fall for some kind of like pretense. Six of Wands, they definitely feel so much better, and they're kind of in like it's a clown suit, but it's almost like a jumpsuit, and you can see that they've been working hard to like clear their good name or something. Look, this person they do have a story in this, like their backstory. We can only read the cards that come out, and their backstory is one of great drama, great intrigue. There was a lot going on. It does come across as if they were the victim of, someone who swindled them, somebody who lied about them, somebody who caused a lot of difficulty in their life, and it could have become a legal issue, and it's only just now, all shored up and it's squared away, and now they came out the victor. They certainly feel like my name is no longer sullied. Now I can come talk to you. No wonder they're like, I have a lot of truth to tell you, but I also want to hear, what is it that you want to hear from her? Because with those big rabbit ears, the hair ears, what is it that you want to hear from her? Knight of Pentacles. They're going to be listening really intently for, how she reacts, if she believes them, or if she still thinks that maybe they were just a player. This is not normally a player's card. It's just in this deck, he's here, dancing with Lucy, but looking at Linda. So, there's definitely something going on here. He's listening closely to see, does she believe it? Will it take a lot of time for her to believe it? Or do I have a chance at, like slowly but surely, possibly rebuilding something with her? Give me one more on that, because I still think he's going to be listening closely to hear if she's like, like we can say, oh, sorry, you went through all that. And, obviously in my pitch of my voice and the crazy tilt of my eyebrows, you can tell I don't believe a word of it. We have Emperor and Devil. I'm going to stand by what we've already said here. I think he's listening closely to try to figure out, does she believe me, number one? Could she see me eventually as an emperor? Or does she just think I'm some toxic drama queen who brings in, and now this is a whole second layer of, drama and lies. You notice that it's like puppeted, and, does she think of me as my own man now? Does she believe that I was a victim of something, but now I've straightened it out and I really am an emperor? Or does she think I'm a toxic game player who makes up drama, gets myself, some people make a lot of bad choices again and again and again, and then they get surprised when things don't turn out well. If you have a friend and you're like, I know this person and there's a lot of good in them, but they also, I know that they steal stuff. And then they ask me, can they store some real fancy car that I'm pretty sure isn't theirs, but they ask me, can they store it in my garage? The answer should be no. But if they have a tendency to be like, yeah, but they were a friend, and it's like, but a friend's not going to put you into a position of hiding a stolen vehicle for them, like you're going to be an accessory or something. It just feels like if they make bad choices like that, if they get invested with people that are not trustworthy, then they'll always be puppeted by like, well, my friend said they give me $5,000 if I hid this car for them. You can't do dirty deals and not expect to get your own hands dirty. So it's kind of like, does she believe that I'm honorable, upstanding, in charge of my own life? Or does she think that I'm somebody who gets puppeted by greed? I want quick and easy ways to make fast cash. I make some poor decisions and I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm not saying that's what happened to them in the past. I'm just saying he doesn't know how she reads him. We see him in this storyline saying, I was innocent. I wasn't hiding somebody's stolen vehicle, or, he says, this wasn't my fault that this happened. I got straight up swindled and it broke my heart. So I would just say with this particular storyline, it doesn't look like he's somebody who makes, intentionally bad decisions or tries to take shortcuts, even if he knows they're shady and gets in with shady deals. This looks like he really was the victim of something, but still he had to get everything sorted out. But he doesn't know, how does she look at me? Does she believe this of me or not? Will it take time for her to believe this? So big conversation on the 21st. Lots of, trying to figure things out. Lots of trying to lay out some truths. Is there any particular reason that it's all on the 21st? Is it just because that's the day that, we saw that Hierophant card that looked more like, a Libra scales or a Judgment card? We have the Four of Wands, and we're almost into Libra season, right? So what, the 22nd, I think, starts Libra season. 22nd, 23rd. Four of Wands. This does come full circle. This is a day where there is something significant. Four of Wands is it's balanced. This is maybe this date is almost like to the day that these two, you know, had a problem. Now it can be repaired. Maybe this is at a time where, oh, what we're also headed right into the new season as well, right? At least if you're in the northern hemisphere, you know, we're going into autumn, and so I'm wondering if that's maybe part of it. This looks, oh, that's the 22nd though, right? But Four of Wands is about balance. Four of Wands is about, it's also about marriage sometimes. It's about building a life, planting a life that is what you really want to have. This is his do-over day, plain and simple. This is the day to finally get to advocate for what he wants. And yes, it could be the same day that, you know, that legal aspect is resolved. And it could be the same day that his bank account looks better if, you know, his accounts were frozen or something like that because somebody swindled him and he had to fight to get it all back, or, you know, whatever happened in that big drama. But this is a day where he's like reclaiming his life and picking up where he left off maybe 4 years ago. Good luck to him. This seems like a very serious conversation that this person wants to have. There was a lot behind the scenes that had never been said before. He definitely dipped on out of her life, either partially by choice because he thought, I can't be with her right now anyway. I don't know why you wouldn't have just explained what mess you were in, but it does look like it was very messy because we saw that card of him fleeing. So whatever this was, it took some time to sort through, and now it's going to take some more time to sort through coming forward and explaining this whole mess. So, all right, you guys, really good to see everybody. Lots of love to you guys. Again, AC, so good to see you. T-Bert, so awesome to catch you in a live in the morning here. Don Divine's in the house. Denisa, Mahima, thank you, love. Hi, G. Sylvia. Oh, congratulations, T. Hi, Anouk. Tori, right back to you, babe. Thanks for popping by. Christina 111. Pamela, hi, honey. Hi, Lulu. Miss Erica. Sylvia, I'm glad you like it. Nor A, awesome to see you, hun. Raven, really great to catch you. Marie, hi. Oh, thank you so much, Marie. Victoria R. Yeah, Aries has been helping. Every time something, I moved some chunkier furniture into storage because I'm not going to, I like pretty like vintage furniture, and I've collected some things along the way, but they're too bulky sometimes, but I can't part ways with them. So I was putting a couple of the more ornate pieces into a storage unit, and Aries instantly plunks himself down. Like, where are you taking my chairs, Mom? And I'm like, please get off. Nope. He's riding on it like a little captain on a ship. So Leah, so good to catch you. Victoria Rose Noir, that's wonderful. Hi, Mon. Gabriella, hi. Esoteric M, hi, honey. Jim's in the house. Hi, babe. Ingrid. Thank you, Ingrid. 01 frequency. Hi, Hetty. Thank you so much, 01 frequency. You're so sweet. I'm very pleased about the move. Yes, I'm very, very happy. This is probably one of the most exciting moves I've done because I am going where I really want to be. Not that I haven't liked where I am. In fact, it's been great, but my life is going to kind of get significantly better, easier. Just a lot of things are going to be smoother. Wendy Lopez. I love your name. You should be Elvira. I love that. And your nickname is Rooster. That's so cool. Tammy Secord. Hi, honey. Oh, very cool. Victoria Rose Noir, your Chinese animal is Rooster. I'm a metal monkey. Spam folder. Awesome to catch you. Lightning Cass. Hey, I know, right? Lightning Cass. It does sound like it needs. I got to put a script to it. Sandy, so good to see you, love. Selene, hi, honey. NES, hi. Cold Rock, Becky O. Oh, that's so cool. NES, I love the fact that you hold on to things from your grandmother, some vintage furniture. That's so awesome. RV, I'm glad you like this backdrop. I did too. I was really excited to use this one. I have another one that's supposed to arrive, needs to arrive before I move. I think I'll have it on Wednesday, which will probably be the first time I get to change a backdrop again. Dionysus, how are you? I always joke and say that that's what I should have named Aries, just because he's like, little god of the party, little god of wine. he's always wanting to go around and, where the party at, kids? Caitlin Fee. Geminis, hi. Brandy Adams, hi, sweetheart. So good to catch you. Dawn, isn't that always the case? Yes. I think the world can always use more love. For sure. For sure. That's what I feel so lucky about in this community here, you guys. I'm so grateful for you. You have no idea. I feel like there's just such a huge I feel really lucky to have such a huge amount of, like, I've never even met any of you guys in the real world, and yet it's like I know you just through years of online, and and it's just so amazing because I know you guys have gotten to know each other too. I see it in the chat as you guys catch up and follow up on different stories with each other, and I'm like, that's how the world's supposed to be, like just human beings connecting. So I love it, you guys. Thank you so much. RV, thank you, babe. Caitlin B, you have your grandmother's throne. That's awesome. This top, I don't know if I can pin this one or not. This is one that I believe I got like when I was probably 21, maybe 22. I don't ever get rid of anything. I can tell you that it is Massimo. I can tell you that I got it, and I have 3 in different colors. This particular one has like 3 little buttons here, and it's actually like it's not just plain purple. There's like little tiny undertone of, I don't know, almost like green, but I have one in blue and I have one in mint green, and I bought them all 3 from Target when I was probably 21, 22. And I just never get rid of anything because I'm not very stylish. I like what I like. I put it away in a box for a couple of years. I bring it back out of a box and I wear it all over again. So with that in mind, I don't think I can tag this because I don't think they make them still. But if you look it up, maybe just online, like maybe eBay or something, I'm always all about like this. I almost purely shop at like thrift stores and yard sales myself because I'm always looking for stuff that I just like. And I have kind of an eclectic taste, but I do vividly remember I bought 3 of these and I couldn't believe it because it was such a splurge, Dionysus, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's actually a sweater material too, but just 3/4 sleeve. But it's really lightweight sweater. Like it will not keep you warm in the winter. You know what, Don? I love that. Vintage is classic for a reason. I love that. Sam Folder, you're so sweet. Thank you for accepting my very out of date style. I still wear my hair like, what is that? Little House on the Prairie, but I've worn it in a bun since I was like 12, and it's what works. So, you guys, lots of love. Angel, Jasmine Angel 1111. Nice to see you. Cosmo Guy, hi, babe. All right, I will see you guys again. We'll get to at least 5 or 6 of the zodiacs, and then we'll wrap up the zodiacs tomorrow. But we'll go ahead and do a whole nother series for all zodiacs. And then next week, expect a little bit of a bumpy ride as I get fully moved into the new place. I haven't started moving anything into the new place. That'll happen starting on like Monday evening. So members, I'll still see you guys on Monday, no matter what. I'll probably just make one run of necessities over to the new place, and then I'll be back to get a chance to hang out with my members on Monday night. But anyway, so that gives you an idea of the next 3 days. But lots of love, you guys. I will see you today. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you Monday, and then probably have a bumpy day or two next week. Lots of love. Bye for right now.